Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect T, here, live on this Wednesday evening and right after Ultima Lucha Quattro. Holy mother, woo! This whole show is going to be based on that. I know someone. What about Diablo stuff, Charles? You're going to talk about that. Not into Diablo. It's another, Activision, Blizzard screwing people over again. Hey, they did the same thing Diablo 3 and everything else with the whole wait times and all that good stuff. So, you know what? It's just, the same type of stuff and the bouncing and everything else. That type of stuff. What about Smash Brothers? Everyone has talked about Smash Brothers and everything else has talked about this. The single player mode and everything. It looks nice and fine. Kirby's pretty much the true strongest player in the entire Smash Brothers because, hey, Makoto Sakurai is, was Kirby's designer, so he's going to show favoritism to that. So, anyway, let's move on to that. We got all these things cleared up. It's nice, in a nice little bow for everybody. Here we are. We're talking about Ultima Lucha Quattro. And my goodness, what a show. That is what you call a show, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you call a show, that is how you end a season finale, and my goodness. Whoo. And wow, what is everything else? Even though there are some stuff like that dang. But we will get to what is going on with the production and everything else. So, but without that said, let us go into Lucha Underground Season 4 Ultima Lucha Quattro, the review, because man, what a show, ladies and gentlemen. What a show. First things first, let's talk about the triple threat match. By the way, the Capitals are playing and they just scored with, I believe, TJ Oshie, who was knocked out and came right back in the game to save the day. And they say sports and pro wrestling don't mix, That's how you do it. But hey, we're looking at all of the stuff here. And let's go. The first match is El Dragon Azteca Jr. taking on the fallen warbird known as Phoenix. So let's get into it. The match is really good. Both guys, chemistry, both good. I mean, this is 2 or 3. By the way, this is a 2-hour show, so you're like, yep, this is what I expect, because this is supposed to be, and you know what, they delivered, and honestly, the matches as well. 2 out of 3 falls match, Dragon Azteca, Phoenix, this was a good match. Both guys, good chemistry with each other. I was repeating myself. The story of the match, you have Melissa Santos trying to save Phoenix, trying to save his soul, but she can't. But, but it is, a very interesting way to, play the story out in here, and you don't know who's going to win. The match, the way they, the moves. I love Phoenix's drop down, she's a nice little sit there muscle buster type finish. Takes him down, El Dragon Azteca Jr. with that, and he gets in the first fall. Second fall, Dragon comes out of nowhere, picks up the second fall as well, but the third fall, Credo comes out and says, you know what, no, we're going to make this a falls count anywhere match. Anything goes to this third fall. That's why I love Lucha Underground. They just said, this night watch ain't working. screw it. We're going to do something different. He's on the fly. He's on the ball, that one. Yeah, they had the match. Dragon Azteca had some great moves. Hurricanrana into a table. Moves out there, stuff. It looked like he was finally winning. Later on, he starts throwing tables, haymakers, all of it. And here's the sad part, ladies and gentlemen. It looked like Dragon Azteca was going to win, but yeah, myself tried to just talk Phoenix up, but yet Dragon gets distracted. Phoenix takes advantage, takes both of them out, and Phoenix wakes up the victory, and Melissa Santos is so heartbroken, and she can't continue on. And, well, that comes in. Guess who comes in, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, who comes in? Oh, by the way, let's see it. And who comes in? It was Charles Guerrero. Yes. And the Capitals win. Huzzah. But yes. And by the way, I'm looking at the Twitter verse. Let me tell you, a lot of you see over in my Twitter machine. Take a shot. Rosenthorn. He pretty much is like, he's like, oh, this is nice seeing the Lucha Underground tap Jack so I can win the belt. Like, trust me, dude, there's a lot more coming for that. And ladies and gentlemen, you have another person come out since he couldn't you could not have a ring announcer, but guess who comes in? Shaul Guerrero comes into the temple to pretty much to ring announce, and before she could do anything, Famous B comes in. He says, "What? She's like, he says, I'm the guest ring announcer here, so I don't know who you are." Drop like this, like it's fine, nah, get fame, and then she's like, "Nope, I don't care." And she's like, "Nope, I'm not gonna do that." And then she beats him down with the help of the other family member came in. Chavo Guerrero comes in and beats Famous B up, and then she comes in, used a nice little girl, Three Amigos, and Chavo hits the frog splash, and well, that was the end of that. And we continued on as it is the Mac taking on the man of 1,000 deaths, Mil Muertes. And let me tell you, this match was bloody. It was violent. It was, and honestly, this was to me, this would be I thought this would be the violent match of the night, but well, ladies and gentlemen, it gets even, insane. It keeps getting more crazy. By goodness, this was a violent and just horrendous match, as both guys have just Mil Muertes and Mac good chemistry, and they just continue to try to kill each other over and over and over again, try to murder each other with like axes. I'm not kidding you. You had an axe in the ring, and they were swinging the axe. Then they had ice picks, and you got ice picks. You got all these weapons, chains, and then it ends up with a kendo stick, because of course it's not a non-disqualification match without one kendo stick shot. It's like it just keeps going lower and lower and lower, from chairs to I mean, imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. Chairs, you get chains, you get the ice picks and axes, literally axes they can swing on you and such, and sickles and everything else too. That it just keeps going up, and then it right down to the kendo stick. But the match continues on, and It looks like Mil Muertes is over. It looks like he's finally gonna do it, but yet Mac comes right back with some bashing him over and over with these moves and doing nice little hilo right there, and just comes in and it looks like it's all nice. Comes in and then hits a choke. Looks like he's gonna hit a choke slam, but then it's a big stunner by the Mac, and then after that he keeps hitting another stunner and another. That's not enough. Then he has to get a big old brick, lays out Mil Muertes with it, and then hits another stunner, and with some expletives, comes in, stuns him, and picks up the victory, and has a little bit of those Millwisers, drinks it up, and then rolls him back right out in the goddamn, in the casket, put the beer right next to Mill, and cover the casket, and moves on with his life. If this guy doesn't win the Lucha Underground Championship, if this is a season 5, it is a damn crime. Come on, man. Make him win the Lucha Underground title. Just once. But yeah, this was, holy mother of everything else. This was just, it's just was bloodied and just destroyed. And next up, you had after that is the sacrifice of the gods. So before we look at the story, let's look into the story of this. As it started out as Ricky Mundo unleashing a monster to ruin Johnny Mundo's wedding. And then, congratulations, he did while he was laughing. And then different members of the Worldwide Underground vowed revenge and vowed revenge. Johnny, let's see, it was, I kind of look at this, the members of it. Let's see the members of it, and okay, let's see. You had PJ Black. You got PJ Black. He's still around. You got Taya, John Morrison, of course, and Jack Evans. Jack Evans, well, he said he was done. He was going to move on. But then he got murked, and you had, who else? Who else was there? Overseas, let's see. His former tag team partner, Eminem. Let's see. Joey. Is it Joey? Let's see. Joey Matthews, a.k.a. Let's see. He becomes Joey Wrestling. Joey Wrestling. And then he basically, was sacrificed to the gods. It was sacrifice to the gods. And then he was gone. And after that, the World Underground was looking to be very slim. But then meanwhile, Ricky Mundo was being under under this mysterious doll's guidance, this creepy doll. Then, after, Talia takes down Ricky Mundo, she takes the doll. And then after that, Taya gets possessed by the doll while Johnny was getting ready for his match. And he had a little bit of help. He had the Gauntlet of the Gods. And now the Gauntlet of the Gods. And before then, you see Matanza. Holy crap, man. And man, this look of Matanza, look at this. He wears this new outfit. This was like, okay, this sacrifice of the gods, this thing. I was like, holy man, this dude looks like he's ready to murk some people. This guy is ready to destroy every single person, like in the ring, that there is no hope. There is nothing. There is absolutely nothing that no one can do. All you can do is watch as the carnage continues, as this is the sacrifice to the god, and Matanza is a god, and you cannot defy him. all you can do is survive. And when you survive, and let me tell you, no one survives Matanza. No one can survive him. And since it looks like it was all over, it looked like it was finally the end and such, but Mondo kept with this gauntlet. He was fighting against him, knocking straight shots, concussing the monster Matanza. But then Matanza took the gauntlet away, and it was basically Matanza's show. But Johnny kept fighting. He kept doing those big sharp kicks, keep trying to basically take the monster down. But he couldn't. Even after he hit the end of the world, only got a 2 count, and he couldn't slay the monster. It looked like it was over. It looks like it was finally over because Matanza was continuing to climb up. He was continuing to get into that position. It looked like Matanza was finally going to have to sacrifice. In fact, he was trying to get to the Gauntlet of the Gods, and Matanza picked it up, tossed it up to the higher part of the temple, this nice little place in the temple that he can't reach and such. But then Johnny Mundo, with his parkour, tried to get there, but the Matanza caught him, and he just caught him and beat him down to it. But yet, it looks like it was over. About to powerbomb Johnny Mundo, but yet there he is, jumps up and gets into the above the place, above that ice box, on the arena. It looked like it was all over. But then Matanza climbs up, and Johnny finally gets the gauntlet, but he puts it on, but it's too late. It looks like Matanza chokeslams him. It looks like it was over, and pushes him down straight into the darkness. It looks like there was another sacrifice. Matanza walks away, succeeded, and there's no one else to be destroyed. No one else to stop him. But then Mundo comes back risen, and he pummels him, starts beating up Matanza. Then, for the first time in his life, his entire life in Lucha Underground, they saw not confusion, but fear. Fear in Matanza's eyes as he punched right in the eyes. It looked like it was was just running away, punching the wall, like punching everything to get close to Matanza, but Matanza was dodging left, right. Then it looks like, he caught him with the Wrath of the Gods, and no one is kicked out from the Wrath of the Gods. As was 1, 2, and he kicked out there. Let his shoulder right up, and he looked at his, and it kept rising. He kept going. He kept fighting, and then he laid him out. He laid him out with the gift of punches and take him down, and he jumped up, hit before he did, flashed the middle finger to Antonio Cueto, and laid him out. And then there was 1, 2, 3. It was over. And the sacrifice, as Johnny picks up the victory, as the mayor of Slayertown continues to reign in the temple for now. Next up is, and after all that, ladies and gentlemen, 12-3 falls, the sacrifice to the gods, we get to our main event. Pentagon Dark, Marty the Marth Martinez, Cero Miedo match. Holy mother. This match. There are no words, ladies and gentlemen. No words. Just, oh my Lord. The violence, the blood, the complete distillation of everything. Everything that's just destroyed in all these things. I have never seen this type of violence in wrestling. And I mean, I've seen some wrestling, some dark stuff, bloody and violence. I've seen some stuff now. I'm not into the ECW stuff, but I've seen some violent matches. And I get a little, but let me tell you, it was a bit on the queasy side. It was a bit on the nasty side. It was violent. It was raw. It was basically, if you want to know, if I would say this, a perfect a perfect representation of what Lucha Underground is. It's something on its really, Lucha Underground is. This is what it is. This is Lucha Underground is that type of match. It is bloody. It is violent. It is insane. It is just so, in a word, amazing. And I know. Someone say, "Hey, Duke, don't you have your matches? And you don't like hardcore?" And I say yes. And I know hardcore matches on Lucha Underground do frequent. But I say this, the one thing I do see is that the stories and characters, I care for the characters. I actually care for these guys. And not only that, it fits within the stories of the matches of hardcore and everything else. It fits within the stories of these matches. That's what it is. WWE, and the thing is with WWE, they do this half-ass, they tiptoe. WWE tiptoes. This doesn't tiptoe. They go all in. And let me tell you, I mean, that's something I would say about these, indie companies, is that they do go all in. They do go all the craziness and bloody and violent and just, holy crap, these guys just, everything, man. The blood mask, the forks. Heck, you have a scene where you have, you have, you have, Pentagon, just Marty Moth, Marty Moth just completely drenched in blood, a crimson mask, while he takes down Pentagon in the same way, blood, violent. My gosh, it is the spirit of what ECW or maybe those Japanese death matches, probably even worse than them. I never seen any Japanese death matches, but but maybe one of these days I will. This stuff was incessantly violent, and chemistry of these guys were great, and let me tell you, Pentagon Dark earned this victory. He earned it. And he ended this. And he ended the match with the package power drive, steel steps, and cover 1, 2, 3. New Lucha Underground champion. And after that, you have Vampiro come in, give him the title belt. Give him the belt, and he said, "This is it. This is you. You are the master of this temple." But then, no, he kicked him in the nuts, and then Pentagon kicked him in the nuts. They both kick each other, and they're like, boom, boom, bam, and then next this masked figure comes around. This mysterious masked figure shows up. A master. This so-called master shows up, and it is, in a word, surprising. This master shows up. We don't know who he is. We don't know what he's done. But all he is doing, he is this. Just, what in the world is this person? And he looks a little bit like a very mysterious figure, a little lighter than most people would expect. But again, he's probably embraced with some powerful god. But then afterwards, Jake Strong comes out and he claims for his championship and broke every ankle that brought him closer to the Lucha Underground title, as he dragged the title up and everything else, dragged him. And then in the end, it was over. The Lucha Underground champion has been slain again. He has fallen out victim not just once but twice to the gift of the gods' new rules, as Jake Strong makes Pentagon pass out. He breaks his ankle, and he just and Pentagon didn't have the will to fight anymore, as he now becomes the new Lucha Underground champion. And now, after that, the ending. We see Aerostar, Chrono, and Dragon Azteca hiding the, talking about the gift of the god, not gift, but the gauntlet. And he says this thing needs to be hidden. But this right here, he said that we need this. Dragon Azteca needs it. And guess who appears on this shocking development? Let's see. The Black Lotus. She returns. Angelia Fong. She returns and takes out the one person takes out. Matanza beats him down with the but before that we go into this I forgot this one thing, this little hang up thing about how they got the gauntlet out of Johnny. And then Aerostar was like, oh, this thing's bad for you, Johnny. In fact, he says, no, I feel great and everything good. And Johnny says this, if you don't, you become a mere shell of the person becoming a god. And you look down at the gauntlet, and the power says, the only person who will hammer this temple is me. And then gives up the power willingly. So that, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to be humble or gracious. Just you must pretty much have the ego or size of pretty much North America, pretty much. To then you pretty much would be just fine to basically give that stuff up. So screw Captain America. Go full basically, and Iron Man, Batman, and Superman and stuff. The true hero of the world is Johnny Mundo and his grand ego. Seriously, what in the world? Johnny Mundo was the most bad as the bad. Now he's the good guy now. It's just awkward. Anyway, it looks like he's finally going to be celebrating with his lovely wife, Taya. But then Taya realized that she's like, I don't know, Johnny. She tried choking him out, beating him down. Says, I am not Taya. I am a god. It looks like after that little doll pretty much possessed her. And then, Johnny is screwed. He's fucked. But yeah, he's done. Anyway. Anyway, it looks like the rest of the stuff here, you see the Black Lotus with the gauntlet, comes in, takes down Matanza, and basically beats him down so much. And I'm like, yeah, this is basically Mortal Kombat, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty much you can see the details of why people call this the wrestling's version of Mortal Kombat, as basically Black Lotus pretty much wins in a flawless victory by ripping Matanza's heart out. And it's like, okay. She's like, I'm good. I got my revenge. Deuces. And gives the gauntlet back to Dragon Azteca. Everything's good. And then Jake Strong comes in and then, breaks Dragon and says, this doesn't belong to you. And then he brings back the gauntlet. And then he's just like this, strong, looking goofy as hell, but and that's wrestling. But like, you know what, Jake Strong, he is basically going all in on it. My gosh, he's basically going all in on that. He's all in on that, so I like that. And then at the end of the day, though, it looks like that this evil order has everyone there. It says, well, everything seems to be going according to plan. And it looks like he's like, yep, I got the Lucha Underground title in control. We got all the stuff down. And then Jake Strong comes in and says, whose blood is that? Said whose blood is that? I told us like Matanza's blood. And it looks like, yep. Yeah, Matanza's no more. But looks like the gauntlet, is back in their possession to have the title. And he says the order is now going to pretty much take down all of the Lucha tribes and then going to take over the world. And it looks like it's all over. And the person who was revealed who is this this one person, this person who has been leading up to this, is none other than a man of bad news. Bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Stu Bennett. He was the mastermind the whole time. Wow! And the kids just don't keep coming. As a year ago, you had Aerostar come out of nowhere, put the two halves of this medallion that brings a person back from the dead. Guess what? Looks like yes, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like old let's see, Cueto. Well, the son of him, ladies and gentlemen, looks like he has, I believe, that he is returned. He has returned, the son of Credo, ladies and gentlemen. He has returned, and now it looks like things are going to be really, really interesting as the son of Credo. Oh my gosh. No one knows what's going to happen here. Oh, yes, and guess 4 is talking about apples. That's nice. Oh gosh, that is. Oh goodness. This is. I mean, what a show, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That, I mean, wow. What a what a show. What a way to pretty much end the season is that type of just, I mean, holy crap. It's just, how do you finish a show like that? I mean, that's how you do it. Season 3 ended with Dario dying, and now season 4 is you have season 4 ending up with him coming back to life. What in the world is going on? We need to have a season 4. It's going to be one the heck. Season 5 is going to be insane, and I don't know how the hell Ultima Lucha. The next Ultima 5 is going to come out. I don't know what is they going to do. I don't know what this season is. It started out pretty much slow, but in the end, it started out holy woof. You want to talk about a great way to end this season? We want to talk about a way, talk about a way to end up a season, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about a way to really pretty much end the season right there. And we don't know what's going on, even though the producer doesn't know season 5 is going to happen, and that'd be really cool to end the season like this. You don't end a series like this. You do not end it like that. You don't end the show Lucha Underground with this type of a complete and total this type of stuff, man. Come on now, come on. They don't, but I know this has been a really interesting type of season, but I hope they end even though they said this, executive producer Eric Van Wagen told Mats and Mayhem show during the interview he doesn't know anything about season 5. He says we survive as Il Rey survives. We need them to be successful, and we need them to be able to do for the show. And adding, he said, I think we reached a tipping point budget-wise. We've gone, I think, as low as we can go. And I don't know what we could replicate the business model of season 4 again. And so it becomes a question again of can we find a way to do season 5 without being cheaper and faster and all the other things. This is insane because, wrestling is not the most high product. You don't need to break the bank for wrestling. And if you need, I don't know how cheap can you make it. I don't know, man, but I don't know how the hell you can make it cheaper. but you can. But also, Caesar Van Wagen says MGM is happy with Lucha Underground and wants to continue doing it. And he says that recent meetings regarding to utilizing their IP on additional Lucha Libre related programming. And hopefully MGM is happy. Heck, maybe screw it. Lucha Underground movie, Lucha Underground Cinematic Universe. Why not? How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. And he says, well, quote, I don't think the show is going away. I don't think it's going to sit in this survival mode. I think we'd be looking to take on a partner that brings something different. If the show gets greenlit for season 5, Eric and show producers Chris Rose seem to have opposing ideas of how it plays out. Regan says it will be a reboot in a lot of ways, including the cast. Roach, however, says he'd like to wrap up on storylines to begin the first season before a reboot occurs. And he says, nothing is staying, it's the way is saying it's dead, Lucha Underground. There's just a huge hustle. There's not a huge hustle to get it on the rail right now. Good shows sometimes go away for business decisions. Sometimes shitty shows live on and on forever for business reasons. Well, here's hoping that this show continues to go. You know. And by the way, don't read the comments here. And such, it says, Lee tried, but they've run their course. By Louis says, they tried, but yet he says last week they only drew 67,000 viewers. Not very good. I'm like, well, first off, I will say this: OA is still not in a lot of places. LU is not in that lot of places there. And heck, I'll run over to see what the downloads on iTunes and in other places you can find it illegally. I wonder how many people don't really like Lucha Underground, and I think a lot of fans do like it, and they do seem to continue it on. I just think putting it on Lucha El Rey, which is great. I really wish it was on somewhere bigger, and it's a shame that Lucha Underground is getting out of the Netflix thing, which I just sit back and imagine if Lucha Underground had Netflix behind them, this show would become even bigger and more well known. I mean, 67 million people watching something like Netflix and get something like that. Bam! Produced by MGM, and you have this stuff right here on Netflix, would have been a dynamite killer. Would have had, I don't know how they're going to do, a whole 20 or 13 episodes. I think they could do like a whole hour of episodes. I mean, I truly think they could do. I really wish they can come back on Netflix, have all 4 seasons on there, have the 5th, just do the rest of the show there and wrap up every storyline. Don't do a reboot. Wrap up every single storyline there. And if you want to do something new, then fine. But let us complete the storylines here. Let us win. Let's watch how the good and evil storyline continues. This looks like it's going to be something really interesting. And I'm here's hoping that the temple returns. And when it does return, it will be a temple in a more productive and more lively, and more people watch and more people continue to grow. That's what I would, that's what I want to say, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that's the show here, folks. That's the show. And I will see y'all again next week. It's Wednesday as well. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. Heck, maybe I'll I'll start doing Titans, but now I said I'm going to do Titans video reviews. I'll find something to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, because I always do. And in the world of entertainment, pro wrestling, video games and such, there's some type of stupidity out there. And you can always count on me, Dukect T, to give the dirt for you. All right, it's Dukect T here. Peace, love. See y'all when I see y'all later.